Hello there, and welcome to this amazing battle that we are fighting in the Fire Escape campaign in Graviteam Tactics Mius-Front. In the first part of this battle, we have defeated a strong enemy tank attack that was advancing to crush our positions. But now we still have to deal with the numerous enemy infantry that is advancing from our front and also from our flank. Will we be able to hold? Awesome stuff. Let me take just a moment to take stock of the situation. We have enemies trying to advance towards my battery here, towards the fortified position. However, they don't seem to be succeeding. The main pressure point seems to be here at the moment. So that is where I should signal the enemy to kindly go home. And how do you tell an enemy to just leave? Just go somewhere else. You don't want to be here. You don't want to be anywhere near here. You really want to be anywhere but here. You do that with incendiary ammunition. Burn the place. Burn them. At this moment we still have men that are fleeing. Good, the howitzers are still shelling them. But I have more and more men retreating away from the frontline positions. Look at you, pulling back your gun. Coming under some kind of enemy fire because of it. Machine gun is covering you, that's nice to see. It's just so damn many enemies. By the way, what are you and why are you in the open? Wait a moment. That's a bad place for you to be. I would rather have you inside these trenches here. You probably retreated out of those trenches in the first place. So please kindly go back into them. You. Didn't I tell you to move back into... Wait, I need to reorganize this. Come back here. And you... you are... I actually want you guys to come over here on the right side. You will help to stabilize the position here. Flares are dropping here into the area, illuminating the enemies, and giving me all the targeting information that I need. That's the plan. How's the situation on the far left flank? The far left flank is stable. Who are you? You are a battalion commander. I'm not bringing you into the firefight. That's a bad idea. Platoon commander. Once again, a platoon commander. NCO is holding the line all on his own, but ideally I have to move you back. That's way too exposed. You are completely on your own over there. But where do I move you to? Maybe just one trench back might already be enough. Move your way over here. Ah, the incendiary is landing. Are you enjoying it? That's a nice flare. Ah, look at the incendiary. I think that's a good way to break their morale. To make them think that it's not worth their lives to keep pushing. Yes, more incendiary. It leads to things such as that, where men just combust. Is it cruel? Yes. But everything about this is cruel. retreats. So who in his right mind decided to abandon a 5cm gun? You did. You only lost one man. The enemy is still pushing in this area. Despite all of it, they are still pushing. High explosive, immediate detonation fuses. Let's go. The other observer is still dropping flares into the area. He should by now arrive back here. Yes, he's arriving. So he'll be able to call in high explosive artillery on these guys in the open, which will certainly encourage them to go somewhere else. I'm holding. I'm holding. I'm still holding this. This gun is running out of ammo. And there are only 2 men left alive in its crew. This little 3.7cm gun has done wonders. I have more men retreating. Don't know why you are retreating. You are in a nice position. You're in the safest position on the whole field. I'll call in another bunch of artillery up here. Break this attack up. This is going well. Enough. Okay. Let me check on my units, see where everybody is. Probably very, very far away from where they were supposed to be. Platoon commander of the anti-tank gun platoon. Actually, you fall back. This gun... Yeah, they abandoned their gun, so that's not helping. These guys have repositioned theirs and they are suppressed, but for now they are holding in their new position, which is all that I can ask for. This gun has been destroyed at the start of the battle. This is a machine gunner. He's sitting there, which is fine. And another machine gun crew is sitting here in the trench, shooting the enemy, which is just fine. Too many retreats. Way too many retreats. Didn't I call in a strike? Maybe it didn't take. 10 per gun. Let's go. Shoot them some more. Get that pressure away from us. Let's continue checking my units. Where are you? You are over there, which is a good position, good enough. We have 1 gun near you, 2 guns near you, 1 machine gun here on the edge. Actually in a very interesting position to hurt the enemy, but I don't like where they are going, so I'll have them pull back. Move back. And then I want you to get into the trench. Yes. We have lost 1 gun here to artillery. The other one here is still somehow in the fight, together with a machine gun unit. They somehow made a nice position for themselves, covering and supporting this gun. So we are leaving that alone. It seems to be working. More enemies. No, more retreats. I don't like it. You are fine. Artillery observer far forward. That's fine. Somebody else once again retreating. What about you? Howitzer batteries. They seem to be doing well. This one is running out of ammunition, this howitzer. Second battery is Well, one gun is immobilized. Both guns are immobilized somehow. How did you do... what damaged you? This gun wasn't immobilized from the start. It is immobilized now, and they have taken losses. I guess enemy artillery has probably hit them. You are where I left you, so that's good. You are where you need to be, that's good. The 88s, they are shooting the enemies. That's good as well. Their machine gun, I think, did retreat. So it's good that they came back into the fight. I'll bring them over here. As more and more of my men stumble across the battlefield, just unsure about what to do. What about you? You are there, you are scattered, so you have been retreating. I want you to be here. And the anti-tank rifles, they are almost out of ammunition. I'll have to pull them back soon enough. This guy... Where are you going? That's not... I did tell you to... Oh, you retreated, that's why. Please come back here. Now for the infantry. Platoon commander still forward of everybody else, somehow holding on. Supported by a bit of infantry, others are retreating. These guys are scattered, they had been retreating. Let's make sure that we get them back again into a position here. The mortar is still here, but I guess at this point, yeah, he's out of ammunition completely. Let's retreat him. These guys are gone. That's the platoon on the left side, the one that was already very weakened. They are done. They are destroyed. Okay, the machine gun unit here is retreating now. But the enemy attack on the right side has been broken up. It's really just here in front of us that's now an issue, and I have artillery dropping on that. I can have more artillery. I don't need the artillery on the right flank necessarily. Or do I? Do I just give him a nice little hit here? Let's do that. Let's use high explosive of just a tab. 3 per gun. Just to make them understand that this is not something that they want to be involved in. Do I call the artillery back there? I have a 0 in point here, so that's making targeting easier. Back there might be good. Give me just 5 per gun. We'll just drop on the first row here. This is high explosive, immediate action fuses. Let's go. This battery is shooting, and it looks like the enemy is going away. Finally. When the attack has been stopped, I will accept the ceasefire and we're ending this. Okay, let's drop another bunch of artillery, like so. That will hurt a lot of men. Let's just... Yeah, let's actually do it like this, that's fine. 10 per gun, high explosive, call it. Artillery strike on the right flank will now be dropping. That should be sufficient to really get these enemies to understand that they don't want to be in that area. I don't have anything that can really push them back though. But that's a little problem. The enemy tanks are still on fire. I'm looking forward to the after-battle statistics just to see what penetrated the armor of that thing. If that thing got penetrated by a 5cm gun, I'll be laughing my ass off. We have completely scattered that enemy force on the right flank, look at that. They're scattered all over the area. And I'll be seriously hurting a whole bunch of enemies over here. In just a few moments, the artillery strike is preparing. That should convince them to fall back. Individual enemies are still trying their luck, trying to go forward, but they are unable at this point to make a concentrated effort. Yeah, look at this guy. I don't think he's surviving this. I mean, he is getting close to my men. And he's throwing grenades. Successfully. However, he did get wounded, I think, for a moment. And he's dead. Individual enemies can be a pain in the ass. More retreating. Is enemy artillery still shelling this position back here? Might be. But I have shells zipping overhead. They are coming in here. That's my artillery strike. They are hammering into the enemy force over here. Causing the casualties that will hopefully make them break. Break already. Go away. Look at this, with the tanks burning in the background, the artillery impacting. This is awesome. This game can produce such an awesome atmosphere. I think I'm gonna call this video Slaughter in the Fog. Something like that. Just occasionally laying into the enemy with the MG34. Submachine gun is answering. But I think this should pretty much be it. With that artillery strike hitting the enemy. Yeah. Where we had a mass of enemies not too long ago, just a few minutes, there's now a scattered bunch of enemies. Just have a whole bunch of... There are 2 light field howitzer batteries laying into this area, just making sure that this enemy attack is going nowhere. And hopefully killing a whole bunch of them. I think that in the after action report we will see that I have lost territory, but that the enemy has lost a huge amount of men and material. My only gripe right now is I do not have a force that can push back. I just don't. I can't recapture the ground that I have lost on my right flank. That's what annoys me the most, to be honest. I can't do it. I don't have the man. This platoon is down to 25 men. Remember, we started out with a lot more. And this platoon, well, that's eradicated. I'm really only holding due to my guns. Nothing else. Good. Let's take a quick little break here and see... Do I want to bring in more artillery or do I want to call it quits? I'm not advancing out of my positions. I have inflicted serious losses on the enemy. I think I'm letting this second artillery strike finish and then we are calling the ceasefire. The enemy attack has been halted. I'm running out of ammunition, many of my men are completely demoralized. Or dead. So... that's it. I think I hear anti-tank rifles shooting. They are shooting infantry soldiers with anti-tank rifles. I mean, if you hit that guy, then that huge-ass rifle is just gonna rip him apart. Yeah, I'm definitely calling the ceasefire. I don't need the enemy to be able to regroup in the background and then to come surging back forwards because I'm not holding against another attack. So I'm just waiting for the artillery strike to finish. That's landing back here. Inflict some more casualties on the enemies, and that's it. And while we do that, I want to explain the difference between the immediate action fuse on and off. So usually, if you are not turning on the immediate action fuse, an artillery shell will explode after it hits the ground. And that means that the artillery shell will impact the ground and will bury itself maybe half a meter or so before it detonates. That's great if you want to hit something that has hardened structures. Like, for example, if you want to hit a village and you want the artillery shells to go through the roof. Or you want to hit enemy trench lines and make sure that your shells go into the earth, and even if they don't directly hit the trench, they might bring enough force to collapse the trench. If an enemy is out in the open, then you want to use immediate action fuses. That will make the artillery shell explode as soon as it touches the ground, maximizing the amount of shrapnel that will be flying, that will be saturating the area above ground. So that's why you do that. Oh, there's a whole bunch of enemies clumped up here in the in this little gully. I could drop artillery on them. I was about to call it quits there. And they are retreating. They are retreating through the gully. Now, I'm sticking to what I said. We are ending this as soon as this artillery strike finishes. I have inflicted massive losses on the enemy. When I bring in fresh troops to the south, I should be able to do a counter-attack. Oh, you're actually not inside the gully, you're moving out of it. But I don't think that this is going anywhere. You're just taking pot shots. And then machine guns are suppressing you. The howitzers have done a tremendous job. I'm sure that they have caused many enemy casualties. I'm just dying to see if my 88 actually hit something. If my 88 maybe took out that T-34. Or the KV. I think that KV actually got disabled by a shot into its lower hull. And that must have been an 88. There's nothing else that can penetrate. I don't think a 5cm gun would have been able to do it. I wonder if those two enemy armored cars that were surging forward at the end of the major enemy attack, if we took them out as well. Maybe. Okay, and last shells are coming in. You will maybe have noticed that the artillery battery is firing slower than it did at the start of the battle. That is because even the off-map batteries do have fatigue that accumulates over time as they are shooting their guns. So the more you use them, the slower they will be reloading and shooting their guns. What will be massive concentrated salvos at the start of the battle will be more of a staggered fire later on. There's that. Artillery battery has completed its task. The last shells are in the air and will now land. So let's accept the ceasefire. It's time. There's nothing that I'm going to accomplish now apart from using up a whole bunch of ammunition that I still might need. I'm just dreading to see how much ground I'm losing. It will be a lot. The anti-tank rifle squad, I don't know why you're moving over there. Please go back here. Sometimes units retreating do weird things. But here we are. So, casualties. That's what's interesting to me right now. 82 casualties on my side. That's quite a lot, to be honest. However, we inflicted more than double that on the enemy. And they came in with the heavy fire support, with all the tanks. And of those, they actually... Let me have a quick look. Tanks. Lost vehicles of... Oh, I hope those are all tanks. If they lost all their tanks, that would be amazing. Oh, please. Did I really destroy 8 tanks? 3 APCs? I think the armored cars are counted as APCs. Oh boy, oh boy. Let's have a quick look at the achievements for this battle. So, some single squad has killed a lot of enemy soldiers. Received a whole bunch of medals. No, somebody has destroyed 5 armored vehicles with a single squad. That's amazing. One of the anti-tank guns has gone to town on the enemy tanks. 10 enemy armored vehicles, artillery strikes, captured 10 vehicles. I think the enemy got hurt a lot. I'm keeping the area on the right side. Why is that? I think it is because this was technically out of the boundaries of the battlefield, so the enemy was actually unable to capture that. I suspected as much, that's why I didn't put any units in here. However, I did lose ground up here. The tree line that was previously in my possession and this ground here, I lost all of this, basically. All of this I lost. But I see a whole bunch of enemy tank wrecks, so let's take a look at those, because this is amazing. Let's go through them in order. BA-20 armored car, abandoned. Smacked by an 88. I mean, that's overkill. One armor-piercing shell probably went right through the whole vehicle and out the other side. Killed the driver. destroyed a whole bunch of things inside, including the engine. Just exited out the other side. And the second high explosive shell hit this thing and then killed the gunner. Jeez. Let's have a look at the other. This one has been abandoned over here. This has been hit by an 8.8 centimeter gun. A high explosive shell exploded next to the vehicle. It wasn't even a direct hit, it just exploded next to it. Ammunition, transmission, the gun mechanic, the turret, wheel, fuel, gearbox, everything smashed to pieces. The crew decided to get out. One of them is still alive at this point. And the third one is over here. Looks like he tried to get away when one of the 88s put some shells into him. 3 shells smacked into this vehicle at 800 meters. Just making a mess of it. Nobody is left alive. They are dead. And the vehicle is completely wrecked. Let's go to the tanks. So, we have seen 1 KV, and indeed it has been hit by an 88. I remember that there was a hit on the tracks at first, and I thought for a moment that maybe the tracks have been destroyed, but no. It was a shell that only hit the mudguard, probably penetrated the mudguard or bounced off the armor here somehow. Maybe it just penetrated the mudguard and went through here without doing any damage. The second shell though hit the lower plate and penetrated full on into the tank. And it did damage. Gunner dead, commander dead, loader dead, machine gunner dead. Ammunition, I mean we can read it here as well. The ammo got messed up. Battery gone, transmission gone, engine gone, gearbox gone, and fuel tanks damaged. They lost a KV. They lost one of their 2 beasts. The second beast we didn't get to see. I believe though that it was here. I believe that the second KV tank hasn't been repaired yet. And that's why they have not deployed it in this attack. This is amazing. Let's see, a whole bunch of enemy infantry that got cut down. They had, what are those? Machine gun units. What are you bringing? 7.62mm DS-39. What kind of machine gun? Oh, that's a big machine gun. It looks big. But it's 7.62, so not too terribly big. Probably just very cumbersome. I see that it has a gun shield with a tripod. They are lugging that thing around. They had a bunch of those, so this must be... Oh, anti-aircraft weapons. Aha, okay. So these machine guns are considered to be anti-aircraft weapons. Good. There is an infantry platoon that they really got cut down. Lots of losses. Great. Another one has taken some losses as well. They had some sappers on the field. Taking some losses. Let's look at you. More cavalry. So much infantry was on the field. This sapper platoon got completely wiped. They are gone. They had an artillery forward observer. Thankfully he died. He is the one that dropped all kinds of stuff on my fortified position. I'm sure of that. More infantry. Much more infantry. And there's still a lot of it left, to be honest. More sappers. They have taken losses, but there's still quite a bunch of them. Telephone and cable group. And now we come to more tanks. T-34s. A whole platoon of them. 3. This one got killed by an 88. Partial penetration here on the side. Damaged the battery, but I doubt that this was what killed this tank. There's probably another hit that I just can't see at the moment. Sometimes the hit markers are a little bit weird. By the way, let's actually display all hits on the vehicle, not just those that penetrated, so that we can see how much it took to disable these things. In that context, let's take a quick look at the KV. The KV only got hit by the 88, and that was enough. Okay, let's have a look at the other T-34s. This is the one that made it the farthest, and as you can see, one of the 88s took care of it. We can see that a 3.7 centimeter gun fired at this thing as well, and actually a 5 centimeter gun too. And we can see that the 3.7 centimeter gun did a little bit of damage, which is kind of surprising. One of the shells broke one of the sides, probably the machine gunner's side here. So the machine gunner was unable to look through that side after that hit. Nothing major. You didn't think a 3.7 would actually penetrate the armor? No. Even a 5 centimeter gun frontally, not a chance. It did, however, down here, this impact did wound the machine gunner, probably due to spalling from the hit inside. And then came the 8.8 centimeter shells, and each one of those penetrated the armor. So let's display only those shells that actually did something to this vehicle and penetrated. We see one shell penetrated the side here, damaged the fuel tank. Another one penetrated here, killed the loader, destroyed the engine, damaged the fuel tank. Another one over here damaged the battery and the fuel tank. And another one into the turret up here, killing the gunner, destroying a light, destroying the gun recuperator, destroying a sight, and taking out the coaxial machine gun. That's weapon 2. That's the coaxial machine gun. Gone. Another shell penetrated here just in front of the driver, killed the driver, killed the machine gunner, damaged the light. So I think what set this thing on fire must have been this hit here, or this hit here, something that went into the fuel tanks. Very nice. Let's take a look at the final T-34, and here too we are taking a look at all the hits. Oh, this one got actually hit by one of the howitzers. That's surprising. We can see the 8.8 centimeter guns targeted this tank. One managed a partial penetration here, damaging a light, destroying a sight and the coaxial machine gun. We have another partial penetration here, which damaged the light here. But we have this hit down here from one of the 10.5 centimeter howitzers, killing the driver, gunner, loader, machine gunner, destroying the ammunition, the battery, the transmission, damaging the gun recuperator, destroying the engine, damaging the fuel tanks, and destroying the gearbox. So the 10.5 centimeter howitzers actually do have armor-piercing ammunition, just a few rounds. They are not very good at that role though. I am more than surprised that one of those guns managed to hit this tank at 600 meters. They are not very good in that role, they really aren't. But it's nice. It's very nice. This is really great. Let's go to the BT-5s. The enemy had some BT-5s on the field. This one got straight up deleted by one of the 8.8 centimeter guns with high explosive rounds, not even armor piercing. Just high explosive went through the plate here and got rid of everything inside. Then we have this BT tank. This one got shot by 3.7 centimeter guns, and they were sufficient to take this thing out. A 5 centimeter gun got involved as well. The 5 centimeter gun actually killed the loader, even though it only partially penetrated the armor. And the gunner was also killed. Oh yeah. Great. And some more BT tanks. This one got nailed by one of the 5 centimeter guns, put 2 shots through the front, killing the gunner, killing the loader, and destroying everything that made this thing a viable weapon, including the engine. And this BT-5 burned after being hit by after being hit by everything. 3.7 centimeter guns hit it a bunch. The 5 centimeter gun hit it into the turret, killing the gunner. Another shell going in here, and then the final coup de grace, a howitzer shell smacked into its side, taking out the road wheels on top of it, and just going into the fuel tank and starting a fire. More enemy infantry and more sappers. They had quite a lot of sappers on the field. Lots of them dead, which is what I like to see. So, has this been a tough battle? Yes. Have we lost ground? Yes. Have we lost men? Hell yes. Has the enemy suffered much more than we did? Oh yes. I'm happy with that. That's a huge threat taken out. That's a major tank force. With that KV and those T-34s, this was a lot of potential for trouble and for simply overrunning my force, but the 8.8 centimeter guns did a wonderful job. I think especially this one. You destroyed 5 vehicles, killed 17 enemy men. You received 4 hits in turn, just rifle caliber, but you have this huge wonderful gun shield, so that kept you safe. And the second 8.8 centimeter gun killed 2 more vehicles. So my 2 8.8 centimeter guns account for 7 enemy vehicle kills. Amazing. Right, with that said, let's go back to the operations map and see what effect this had on our battle. And there we are. One of my squadrons has been defeated, one of my battle groups has been routed. The enemy has managed to advance a little bit. But as I said, the losses that we inflicted on them were massive. So I think I lost I lost one of the howitzer batteries. I wonder why and how. Or are they just low on ammunition? They seem to just be low on ammunition. That's something that can be fixed. As long as the guns are still there, that can be fixed. Yeah, they're just low on ammunition. That's what that means. And my infantry company here, battle group, they are gone. They have been routed, so I hope they will reform somewhere. I will have to somehow shore up my front line. I expected this enemy tank unit to be deleted though. I guess it's still there because there's at least one KV tank alive in it. But this one has ceased to be a threat, I think. Right. That was awesome. Next time we are finishing this turn and having a look at what new shenanigans we can get up to. I think I will be able to exploit my position up here. But I need to do something about this down here. Another fresh enemy unit has just come online, I think. We'll see. There's another fresh enemy unit here, which is also a problem. We'll see, we'll see. I'll think of something. For now, I want to thank you very much for watching. I do hope that you have enjoyed today's chaotic battle, where we finally were able to take out a few of those pesky enemy tanks. And I hope you are looking forward to the next one. Let me know in the comments if you would have done anything differently. I think that I did the best I could under those circumstances. I'm actually kind of content with how this worked out. So, let me know what you think. For now, once again, thank you very much. I'm looking forward to seeing you again next time. And until then, have some great days and goodbye.